Hi, people.
Hey.
Good morning. All right, we don't see any eyeballs yet. What's that? There. Oh, it's like this thing is totally falling. There. We're kind of crooked, but it's fine. You're live. We're building an audience for you. Hey, thanks, Facebook. Hi, I see an eyeball.
Hey.
Who are you, eyeball? Announce yourself.
Announce yourself.
So I am in my home office with my good friend, Cam Adair, who is working on getting the camera straight. Because right now it's a hot mess. Oh, we got 24 eyeballs.
Wow.
People are so shy. Say hi, guys. Come on. And we've been talking about... I got a like and a heart. Yeah, Gretchen, what's up, G?
Gretchen.
G-Money. G-Money's our old roommate. Best roommate ever. Nina, what's up? Courtney, yes. Okay,
Nice.
What up, girl?
You know, this is my first Facebook Live.
Ever?
Ever.
Guys, we're popping his cherry. Holy cow, this is good and huge news. What's up, Jennifer, Sherry, Cristobal, yes. Miriam,
Nice.
What's up? All right, so guys.
67 people.
Amazing. We got a lot of eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
Happy Saturday. What's up, yo? What's up,
Gretchen?
G? So for those of you who don't know Cam, he's been like a solid friend of mine. Not even just friend, you're like family.
Yeah.
How long have we known each other for?
You're a big sister to me, 100%. Like,
yeah, you're like my little...
I describe Preston as like the big brother that I never had.
Mm-hmm.
I never had someone like that growing up who could like kind of teach me what it means to be a man and all of that. So yeah. I love you guys.
Oh, I love you too. Yeah, Cam and I have known each other. We met at...
Laura. Hey.
Yes. Lori, Jamie, Jennifer.
Laura was my partner. Remember when we did that that eye-gazing meditation where we had to hold our hands up?
Yes.
Laura was my partner.
Oh, amazing. What up? Emil, Emily, yes, Suzanne, Alexia. Hello, guys. So Cam and I met...
in New York.
In New York, what, 4 years ago?
4 years ago.
Probably
we
4 years ago.
We went for Italian food.
We went for Italian food. We got connected through a mutual friend of ours,
mm-hmm.
and the thing I love about Cam is you're a very like direct person in the sense of you know what you want and you go after it,
mm-hmm.
and like that sort of confidence is so rare these days. Like it's such a strange thing, I think, because we're so used to being digital and like being in our computers. And like the first time I met you, you weren't like, oh, hi, Lexi, hey. You were like, Lexi, what's up? And I'm like, oh, hey. You know, like,
yeah, we went for it.
Yeah, you totally went for it. And I just so appreciated that. And Cam and I have many things in common. But one of the things we have in common is we love what we do. Mm-hmm. And what I love most about Cam is he's such a hard worker, and it's not even work to you. It's like, it's not work for me. We just like do what we love and we constantly do it. And Cam's staying with us for the weekend from San Diego, and we were talking about how people ask you, like, dude, how do Alexi and Preston get so much done? Because they know that Cam's like part of the crew and he's the homie. So like, what do they ask you? What are some things that they ask you?
Well, they see that you guys you guys do so many different projects. So you just had a wedding.
Yeah. You
went on a honeymoon.
Yeah.
You launched Soul Tribe.
Yeah.
Soul School. Soul School.
They are my soul tribe.
You launched a book.
Yes.
Right? You're doing another program, you're speaking, you're traveling, you're in a new city all the time. And so people are like, how do they do it? First, how do you guys not get tired?
Yeah. We do get tired, by the way. That happens.
Yeah, they do.
We're human.
How do you guys like have the energy to do it?
Yeah.
And how are you just so productive?
Yeah.
Without just working every single hour of the day?
Yeah.
And so those are the questions I get. But I know from kind of watching you guys behind the scenes that, you know, last night, like, you guys were out for a walk, and you guys came home and you kind of relaxed a bit.
Yeah, we watched The Wire, because I've never seen The Wire, so I'm now...
The Wire is so good.
Now I'm watching it.
If you haven't seen The Wire, you gotta watch The Wire.
Which I am. Now it's like, Preston's like, what? You haven't seen The Wire? I'm like, okay, relax. I'm gonna watch it.
But it's also Saturday right now, and we're both sitting here working.
Boom. So that's why we're sitting here in my messy office working and like going to since early this morning. Mm-hmm. And you know, I think a lot of people have this idea that entrepreneurship is glamorous and it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna make all this money and have time freedom. Like, that's a fucking joke, because when you're an entrepreneur, time freedom, yeah, of course you have the freedom to choose what you do in your time, but there's no off time. Mm-hmm. It's always on. Like, there's no off switch. There's no off button. There's no like, oh yay, let's take the weekend off. Like, what? I don't think I've ever said that. Ever. Even on our honeymoon, we were shooting videos.
Right.
And I think, you know, dedication, which is what I labeled this thing, I just want to say hi to some people. Valerie, Alicia, Kaylee, Bernadette. Yep. Charles, I saw you on here. Sean. Charles is on. David, Judy. Yes.
Vancouver Island. What up, Canadians?
Agus. Yeah, he's a Canadian.
Yes.
Amazing. Sherry, yes. What's up? Jill from my hometown, Erie, Pennsylvania. Yeah, so dedication, why I labeled this that, is because when you truly tap into your gift, your purpose, that thing that like lights your soul on fire, it doesn't feel like work, number one. Mm-hmm. Don't get that confused with it takes work, because it does take work and there are challenges, but you kind of like welcome the challenges.
Yeah.
You're like more excited to dive in and figure it out and say, okay, I've got to break through this barrier so I can get to the next level, then break through the next barrier and get to the next level. And time off is kind of like laughable in a way, because it's kind of like, okay, my time off, like Preston and I, even on our honeymoon, we love reading personal development books. So I was like, it's so interesting, because technically my off time would be like reading a book, but I'm reading personal development books, which is technically my work. Yeah. So am I ever off? Mm-hmm. And my answer is no, because this is my passion and it's what I love to do. And I don't need a vacation from my life, because my life is my love. It's my passion. And I know you can speak to that as well. So I'd love, you know, because Cam and I are super nerdy about like hacks. Like, that's why I love him. I'm like, ooh, we were just talking about like all these little social hacks and all these little things we could do. And we're constantly looking to hack our life and go, okay, how can we be more efficient? Like this morning we were talking about efficiency and how much we value it. And it's funny, I went for a hike the other day with my girlfriend and she's like, dude, how do you get everything done? I just want to follow you around for a day. So I'd love to talk about hacks in productivity, since you and I feel like are like pretty good at that.
Yeah.
What would you say has been the game changer? Because you, in the last year, I would say you went from like doing well to crushing it. And like you're in full production mode and creation mode. What would you say has been the number one hack for you?
Yeah, so the number one hack for me for sure is knowing exactly what the most important thing is for you to get done every single day before you wake up.
Yes.
And so right now, like I have a notebook and I have a list of 17 things.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not focused on getting all of those done today, but every single one of those is important and I need to do them in a sequence like that.
Yeah.
So I can get really caught up in, so I have a community for people with video game addiction. It's called Game Quitters. And we have a forum.
Yeah.
And I love to respond on the forum. Yeah. But if I start my morning by responding on the forum,
you'll be there for 10 hours.
I'm there all day. Versus this morning, like I just finished the book proposal and I need to send that out to agents.
Yeah.
Number one thing for me to do today is to send that off to agents so I can cross that off the list and move on.
Yeah.
So knowing what the one thing is, which is a great book you guys should read, One Thing.
So good.
Knowing exactly what it is that actually helps you move forward.
Yeah.
Every single day before you wake up is crucial, because if you wait to try to figure that out until the morning, then you're already behind. You're
already responding to emails and you're like, oh no, maybe that's the most important thing.
Yeah. And I think it's easy to get caught up in like, you need to work 8, 9, 10, 11 hours, but we very much underestimate the power of one focused hour.
Yes, that is my secret. That's my hack. That is totally my hack.
If you just focus on the one thing you need to do for 1 hour and you actually focus on that for 1 hour, you'll be amazed at actually how much progress you can make and how much you can get done.
Totally.
And I just put out a video on YouTube called Every Hour Counts. And so if you just focus 1 hour at a time and you compound those over the course of a day, over the course of a couple days, a week, a month, 6 months, a year, that progress really does make a difference. It
does. And, you know, that's the one thing I shared with my girlfriend on the hike. I was like, you know, it's interesting because my brain is very all over the place. Like I'm a creative, so I've got like 25 tabs open at all time up here. But what I do is I go, okay, for the next hour or for the next 90 minutes, no breaks, no cell phone looking, no checking Facebook, no going to get water, but solid hour, like total focus. What can I focus on and blast through?
Yeah.
And when this started was actually working at Graffiti, because there's this cafe in LA, which Cam knows, it's like our co-working spot. And Graffiti Cafe makes you buy a coffee or like a pastry and you get a slip, which is a code to the internet. It's 90 minutes.
90 minutes.
So it's 90 minutes time that you get, and then your internet runs out before you have to go buy something else. So that trained me to go, okay, I have 90 minutes before my internet runs out. So let me focus on one thing for 90 minutes and just blast through it. And sure enough, because I gave myself permission at the end of the 90 minutes to take a break, go get another chai latte or whatever, I knew that hour of focus time, that hour and 30 minutes was like, game on, let's go, let's go. And that is one of my biggest hacks is how do I, one, what is the highest and best use of my time right now? And I love what you said, planning it the night before, huge, guys, that's huge. And, you know, people say, well, one thing, like, guys, this is my to-do list just for like the next 2 days.
That's how she beasts it.
That's how, like, I write everything down because I'm visual and my brain would be chaos if I don't. But what I do is I look at my list at the end of the night and I go, okay, I say what 3 things need to be accomplished first thing tomorrow morning. And then I take my first 3 hours of the morning and go. And I often start with the hardest things. I don't know if you do this, like the most annoying things that I would tend to put off. Like, oh, you know what, let me just post something instead. That sounds like such a better idea. I start with the things that I don't like doing, like phone calls that are really important to my accountant or to whatever, you know, things that are just sucking up energy in my body and in my life force. Get those out of the way so then my creative energy can flow.
Yeah, and this is really important. You guys need to understand how that works for yourselves.
Yeah.
So for me, I'll never do a phone call in the morning, ever, because in the morning, I have the most creative energy. So I can do it. I can use that energy on a phone call, and I'll be great on that phone call. But then going into trying to write a book after that, I have no energy left.
Ah, interesting.
So what I found was that in the morning, I have the most creative energy, so I need to focus on the tasks that will help move my business forward.
Yeah.
After that, I need a break. So I go surfing, I go to the gym, I go to yoga.
Yeah.
I get some physical exercise. After physical exercise, I have about 2 hours where like I have too much energy to sit down and work. Phone calls.
Ah, there you go. There you
Perfect
go.
energy for phone calls.
Perfect.
And then after that, I can sit down and work again, and I have more energy. So you have to find what your flow looks like, and that starts with self-awareness and just experimenting and trying to figure that out. But if you focus on it, then you will find some of those hacks, and you'll find what works for you.
Yeah, that's a great point, because I'm really big in my morning practices, but in the last month, I've been so inspired. I'm literally jumping out of bed to get to work. And, you know, my morning practices now have moved to my afternoon practice, and it's all good because I still get them done. But now my creative energy is beckoning me. It's calling me to something else, and I'm listening. I'm answering that call. I'm saying, okay, so I've been creating every morning, and it's been magic. Like, stuff is coming out. I'm like, oh, this is so good. And then I take a break and go to my morning practices in the afternoon. So again, play with it, guys. Like, there is no right way to do it. There's only the way that works best for you and in your highest activity and productivity. I forget who said it. I read a comment on here. Marta, I'm glad this found you on time. How do I do that with dyslexia? Break things down. Yeah, so Charles, Preston has dyslexia as well. So I've helped him a lot with that because his brain kind of goes all over the place as well. For him, where's my phone? Oh, there's my phone.
Are you ever, sometimes I'm like, I'm on the phone, and I'm like, I tell the person, I'm like, I can't find my phone.
Where's my
and
calendar
they're like,
right now?
Dude, you're on it.
It's right
I'm
there.
Like,
There's my phone, just in case you were wondering. So what I do is I put my phone on silent, and Preston, because if anything jumps in and says, hey, pay attention to me, a mind with dyslexia, or at least his mind, goes to this, right? And it moves all over the place. And a lot of us kind of have that ADD thing right now. It's like something pops in, go, you know, the squirrel thing from the movie Up. And for me, what really helps is turning all my notifications off. I have no notifications on Facebook or anything, and phone on silent, emails off, tab shut down, clean window, one thing to look at. Because you know how, like, if you see the Facebook tab up there, you're on another tab, you kind of, they're like, wondering what's happening on Facebook. Maybe I should just click on that real quick. So for Preston, what really worked was shutting down all those things, the distractions, and having one main thing to focus on for an hour.
Yeah, I always have like 40 tabs open on my browser all the time.
Me too.
I've tried so many things to try and figure out how to not have that. And I've just come to realize that, like, my browser is like your office.
Yeah, exactly.
Where it's a bit chaotic.
Yeah,
but what I've realized...
we understand the chaos.
Yes. But what I've realized is in order for me to get any work done, if I have 50 tabs open in my browser, I'm not going to get anything done. So what I've done is I just minimize that browser and I open a new browser with no tabs, get my work done. And then when I need a break, okay, I can go check email. I can do something like that. And even better is to do non-digital breaks. So going for a walk, getting some water, doing anything off the computer where you're not going down the rabbit hole of Twitter, social media, Instagram, all that.
Hold please. Okay, we're back. That's the thing that is huge is being able to take breaks outside of digital, like going for a walk. If you guys are in a creative block, how much does a walk help? Because it literally moves the energy in your body and like shifts it around. But another thing I want to say too is be hard to get in touch with. Like this is a big thing that a lot of us, and this is what I was talking to my friend Jules about on our hike, so many of us have been trained to answer a ding. You know, a phone rings. What? Who is it? Ding. Oh, someone needs me. And we've actually become addicted. Psychologically, we have become addicted to these. We get like a rush in the brain. Someone needs me. I'm important.
It's a dopamine hit. Ping!
Complete dopamine hit. And it's like a drug. And we have become addicted to feeling needed. And if our phone's not going off, if no one's calling us, if no one's messaging us, all of a sudden we feel lonely and depressed and sad. Oh, nobody loves me, blah, blah, blah. Guys, I'm telling you, the biggest thing for me is I am hard to get in touch with. My friends, my best friends, the people who know me most and love me most for the longest time in my life know that if they text me or call me or whatever, I may take a while to get back to them. They know that. It took a while to let them understand that it wasn't my lack of love for them, but I'd rather have FaceTime.
Yeah.
Like Cam, I would so much rather see Cam, sit in an office, co-work with him, have breaks where we talk about stuff and like shoot the shit for a while, than call him on the phone and be like, hi, what's going on? How have you been? Because this to me is more productive. It's more efficient for our relationship. It deepens our relationship because FaceTime is so important. And I think nowadays, because we're so digitally connected to people, we sit on FaceTime, which is great. We sit on Facebook, which is great. All of it is great. But we wonder where our time goes. Our time is spent in response, in reaction to the world that's pinging us and begging us for attention. Yeah. So there's a couple things I do. There's a few days during the week where I am unreachable by phone. Like if you text me, if you call me, if you even email me, you're not going to hear back from me because I have creative days where I'm in full creation mode. I do not even look at my phone on silent, don't even know where my phone is. Oh, it's somewhere over there. Okay, great. Like I have to do that to honor my creative flow. I have to do that. Now, if you have kids and a family and all of that, you make exceptions for them. But just think about, like, just take a second and think about how often you are in reaction to Facebook, Instagram, text, phone call, emails. Just think about that. Like, you don't have to have an answer. Just sit in that. And, like, in the next couple days, it's Saturday or Sunday, wherever you are in the world right now. But the next couple days, like, just look at how you're using your time on Monday. Just go, oh, my God. First thing I did was check my phone. I get into an elevator. First thing I did was check my phone. I sit in a cafe. First thing I do is check my phone. Why does our phone own us? Why? It is a piece of like plastic, metal, whatever this thing is. I don't even know what it is. Yeah. But that's a huge thing. And I think being unreachable and saying, you know what, I'm carving out and prioritizing personal time for me, that's a huge act of self-love. And it's honoring your genius and saying, you know what, genius? I'm giving you these parameters so you can fly and create and do whatever you need to do.
Well, it's so easy to get caught up in the trap of just being a consumer.
Yes.
Right? Like, you have to understand it. If you really want to understand this, you can read a book called Hooked by Nir Eyal. I probably messed up his name, but the book details how technology and specifically social media is specifically designed to keep you on it.
Yeah, of course.
Right? And so why would they want you to stay on it? They'd want you to stay on it because the longer you're on the site, the more advertising they can sell.
You buy stuff.
So social media is specifically designed to make you a consumer. So if you don't want to be a consumer and just be consuming and never actually doing anything, you have to become a creator.
Yeah.
Right? And turning your phone off to have that creative energy to be able to invest it in creating something for the world and making a difference for the world, that is such a better use and such a it's you honoring what your genius and what your gift truly is.
Yeah.
So stepping out of just being a consumer where you're a zombie walking around just consuming everyone else's life.
Reacting to.
Be proactive and start blocking off time to live your life and to create your life and to create what you want in the world, right? And so going from being a consumer to being a creator made a really big difference in my life and helped me break through a lot of procrastination and just, sitting on social media being like, oh, wow, all these people are living such great lives, but I'm sitting here on a couch just watching everyone else
comparing
live and watching my life pass me by.
That's a huge point. I want to real quick say hi to Maureen.
Yeah, what's
Maureen
up, everyone?
Just jumped on.
Hey,
Maureen is a massive part of my life. She was my stepmom for 15 years.
Joe says it's so much easier said than done, and that's super
It's so true.
It's true, and that's what we call the work.
Yeah. And that's why we're here in the practice.
Yeah.
Always.
Like, it is so much easier said than done, but because it's not easy, that challenge forces you to have to grow beyond what that specific challenge is.
Yeah.
Right? And so the fact that it's not easy is the point. It's not supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
If
it was easy, then we would all be there.
Exactly. Yeah. And because it's not easy, it forces you to have to learn and grow. And in that growth, you're going to become the type of person who is able to do it, and it is easy. It can be easy, and that's the
difference. It will become easy. Mm-hmm. And I love what Cam said too, because this is a big thing that I'm sitting in is, we consume and we're consumers. Like, hands down, we are in the time of consumption, right? We consume when we don't have a strong personal identity. When we don't know and aren't defined in who we are, we look for the outside world to define us. Oh, I need an iPhone because that makes me cool. Oh, I need LeBron kicks because that makes me cool. Oh, I need this bag because that makes me cool. And it's unfortunate because advertisers know this. They know that if they speak to the parts of ourselves that are undefined, that are shakeable, that people can kind of get into, then we'll buy and we'll react, because all of a sudden we don't feel good about ourselves because we see this beautiful person or this really cool, powerful person trying to sell us something, and we want to be that. Meanwhile, the life, the spirit, the soul, the genius that we are is dying. It's an atrophy because we aren't using it. And I forget who commented, David, I think, a while back. He said, I was in the taking time off thing for a long time, and now he's in the work, and he said, I feel like I'm illuminated. And this is a big thing to get, this whole dream of working towards something so one day you can retire. There's science now behind retirement, that retirement actually atrophies your brain, your muscles, everything, because you're no longer using and utilizing your genius, your vitality, your life force. And when we atrophy those things, we die faster. So that's the layman's term. You are dying if you don't use your genius. I'm a doctor, by the way, so that's a fact. No, I'm just kidding.
Not a doctor. Yeah. This is not medical advice.
This is not medical advice. But there is science behind that says, they take a study of people who retire, and they die so much faster than people who work until they die of old age. And the people who work, who are engaging their brain, they're engaging their heart, they're in relationship with others, they have a reason to live. They have this vitality, this force that comes through them. Meanwhile, how long can you really sit on a beach for before you get bored? And this goes back to the thing, consumerism. If you're really into consuming, which I dealt with this too at one point. I love to consume. I thought more. I thought that was a game, right? I'm like, oh, that's a game.
It feels good.
It does. Dopamine hit. Ooh, I got something new. Let me wear it and show it and play with it. I like gadgets. So my thing is computers and cameras and all that stuff. But when I actually defined myself in my passion and my purpose, all that stuff was extra. Nope, don't have time for it. Nope, because I want to create and contribute and be a giver, not a taker, right? And I don't know, it's fascinating. We could probably go into that forever.
Yeah.
But we'll just kind of loop back for those of you who just joined. Dedication. Yes, absolutely, play and enjoy life and love your moments with your people, and find something that you're so passionate about that you will get up out of bed at 6 a.m. on a Saturday, like I did this morning, and work from my laptop in bed. Because that's what happens. And I know you're the same. And that's why birds of a feather flock together, our whole crew of people we are nonstop dedicated. It is our life because we love it. So we don't need a break from it. Yes, we take a break to bike ride and play and surf and skateboard and play basketball or whatever it is. And we can't wait to get back in.
Yeah, I just took 2 years off. And I was traveling and I was doing a whole bunch of stuff like that. And I feel more alive and way more inspired right now.
Yeah.
Working on Game Quitters and working on really bringing the vision I have to life into the world.
Yeah.
And I don't define a week by like Monday to Friday. I just look at how can I make the most of every single day.
Yeah.
And not judging Friday is better than Monday or Saturday is a day off. And instead, just how can I make the most of every single day, 24 hours at a time, 1 hour at a time. And the more I can do that, the more I can create, the more I can actually put in the work and play and be sustainable and make sure that you're able to do it long term, not just for a couple days.
Yeah.
The more purpose and fulfillment and happiness and aliveness and all of that I feel.
Yeah.
So, yeah, find something that you're excited to get up
and do
on Saturday, on Sunday, whatever it is, because that's the time that you have. And like, the way I see it is, we're living, like you're living right now. You're watching this right now. So you have the time.
Yeah.
So how are you going to use it?
Yeah. Which brings us to signing off. So you can use even this 5 seconds, even if you're in the middle of something, use 5 seconds and go, how do I want to actually spend my time? How do I want to actually spend my time? What's important to me? And go do it. Go love on whatever that thing is for you. And we all have a different one. None is better or worse than anyone else's, but go do what truly makes your soul happy, because your soul is begging you to do it. And if you don't, that gift of yours, that genius of yours will atrophy.
And if you're not sure what that is, launch a project. What's one small project that you can do that can help you not just develop the skills in order to improve, but also just start to see that in the world. So, you know, for me, like, I really want to make a difference and I want to make an impact. And so on Monday, we're announcing that I'm one of a group of people who are building a clean water well in Tanzania through Alexi's Epic. Mm-hmm. And that's a project where I'm going to be raising $5,000 to do it. Mm-hmm. And I've never done that before. I've never raised money before. I've never built a well before. But that's a project for me to get to experience it and to get to see what it's all about and to improve my skills in things like fundraising and being able to make a difference and stuff. So if you're not sure what your purpose is, or if you're not sure what this business is you want to start or anything like that, just start with one small project. What's a project that you can do where now you have a structured way to focus on that and you actually have a reason to be putting in the hours instead of you're just sitting down to try and brainstorm and figure it out.
Yeah, and that's great advice. You know, a lot of people go, well, I don't know what my purpose is. I feel overwhelmed. There's all these things I want to do. Start with one. Because a lot of times the overwhelm is our excuse to not do anything. Mm-hmm. So start with one. Like if you have an idea, don't make that idea have to be your life sentence. Make it an idea. Oh, I'm going to try something for a month. I'm going to go on a nonprofit trip and volunteer my time and my services for a month. Ooh, I have this idea for an art project. Let me go to the art store and pick up some paint. Doesn't mean that you have to be an artist. Just means you're exploring, you're trying something. Mm-hmm. Find something you love, or even that you have a slight curiosity about, and just say yes to it. Just say yes to it and see what unfolds. Because that's really what life is about, is listening for those small intuitive guidances to go, ooh, maybe it's this. And then just allowing ourselves to play in that without it having to mean everything. Right?
Exactly.
All right. We love you guys. We're getting back to work now. That was our little break. And we took it with you guys. All right. So we love you. Follow Cam. I think I tagged his name on the top of this thing. So he's amazing. And if any of you have any people in your life who are experiencing any type of video game addiction, this dude is legit. Like, he is the only person in the world who is speaking on TED stages about this stuff, doing research about this stuff, and he is supporting kids in school who are dealing with this so that they can find more productivity in their lives. So he's the real deal. Follow him. I love him like a brother. And I love you guys.
We
happy
love you guys.
Saturday or
Gretchen,
Sunday.
so good to see you at the wedding.
Yeah. Gretchen dyed her hair dark too. I love you. Okay.
All right.
Bye guys. Love you.